Ah ben oui, il y a l'école.
As you have score sheet with you, you get 2 copies. So basically, you just have to circle. If you like it, you give it a 9. You don't really like it, you give it a 0. If there's anything that you have in particular that you like to speak to the judge after for certain contestant, that if you like it, you can mention it. If something that you dislike it, you mention it. But it's really optional. It's not obligation. Okay. On one thing, just a housekeeping thing, you only have 2 copies because we like to save trees instead of cutting too many trees. So please, for 1 copy, it's for 2 candidates. Okay. So you can just write candidate number 1, and then you like it, you give it a 9. If you don't like it, you give it 0. And then candidate number 2, just a brief mention. Okay, so you only have 2 copies, and they are for 4 contestants. Okay, but otherwise, Dimitri will be leading for the table 1, and then Frank will be leading for the table 2. So as we said, guest judges, you should sit back, relax, and enjoy the service. I mean, this is service. So please, if there is anything that, also housekeeping thing, you have the water that's for you, and then please do not leave the table during the competition. You can have a little break between the contestants. If you want to go to the restroom or anything, go in between. Okay. And if there's anything else that you need, it will be myself. And then the crew's over there in All Blacks, because I'm a Kiwi, I'm in New Zealand. So the All Blacks, there's the crew. Just wave it to them. They should be accommodating you very shortly if there's anything you need. I'm pretty sure that Frank has something to share with us.
Thank you. Your part is very important as well, because Dimitri and myself, we are very much focusing on the technical things of the service. And your part is important for watching for the overall impression of the candidate, especially things like body language, like table size, manners, like the presence on the table. So please watch whether the dress is okay, the shoes are clean, the hairdo is okay, and please have a look whether they act as a host on the table, not only as a waiter, but really as a host who welcomes the customers. And there are a few things that I hate in a restaurant service. For instance, if somebody from the service, the sommelier, touches his face during the service, or you're standing like this. We all had that before, or even I had a sommelier the other day who went on the table like this. I mean, this is no-go, right? So please have a look on these little things, which are very important. Maybe we should go through the tasks quickly, what we do on the table. You want to start on your table, Dimitri?
So the way it's going to do, there is three different parts. First part will be my table, and it will be the champagne and cocktail service. That's how we are going to start. Then I'm going to give 2 wines to the candidate. and ask them to explain the wine and then to recommend it with 2 dishes, one with traditional European sort of a dish and one with local. And we want to see, the explanation. We want to see the passion. We want to see the engagement. So we expect them to explain the dishes that they are suggesting, explain the wine, and explain the link together. And what we want to feel is, we want to feel convinced, we want to feel that we want to drink those wine. That's what we are looking for. Then the next one will be a wine list correction. So I will hand out a wine list where there is mistakes on it, and we expect them to go line by line and find the mistakes. So quite easy. And then after Frank will have his table.
We're going to start with red wine decanting. So we ask for, please open and serve a bottle of Barolo for us. But 2 of my guests, Mrs. Kwang and Mr. Romagnani, would have sake instead, something light and refreshing sake. And the candidates are supposed to choose one of these sake over there and recommend the sake. Actually, what we want to see that they recommend the Dasai 50, which is a slightly sparkling sake, light and refreshing, which goes well as an aperitif. That should be served to you both. And the red wine then should be decanted and served for the rest of the crew. Later on, we're going to have food and wine pairing. I'm going to hand out a menu to the candidate, and we want him to recommend a wine for each of the dishes. And we want to have a recommendation for, no, that's your table, where we want to have a recommendation for Western food and local food, right? And finally, we're going to have a cheese recognition task. There will be a plate with 4 cheeses, and they are supposed to recognize which cheese is which, so name the cheeses and give us a recommendation of a drink that goes well with each of these dishes. And then there will be a tasting section that will be in front of us over here. There will be a blind tasting of 2 whites and 2 red wines. There will be a blind tasting of 3 spirits, and there will be a herb liquor, a tea liquor actually from Germany, that they have to taste, discuss, and recommend to the customers. Quite simple.
Oh, and the 3 spirits.
Yeah, already mentioned 3 spirits, yes.
The spirits will be coming at the very end. Good. Yep. So. 有没有需要中文翻译的？好，基本上的话，应该如果有问题的话，我们等一下可以再跟各位做简单的报告。但是就是唯一几个就是桌上的话水可以各位自己可以随时的可以去添加。那另外一个是在比赛的中间，请各位千万不要离席。那我们在中间换场的时候，各位如果要这个去洗手间或什么的话，用换场的时间去。那刚刚的话就是2位那个主持人有稍微把今天的 station 要跟各位讲一下，然后呢，我们请各位现在再让各位休息一下，请各位12:45务必回到我们的桌上，然后 stand by 12:45。So 12:45 we'll be coming back, sitting and ready. I'd like to have you in here if you're happy with it.
Very good. And final word. The most important question for you is, which is also on your marking grid, as a customer, would you like to be served by this sommelier in a restaurant? As an employer, would you hire this guy? These are the 2 most important questions for us.
OK， 所以请各位，我们12:45，中间还有一点时间。OK， 谢谢。Yes, judges, the judges, relax and I'll get things started shortly. We'll bring in the contestants and then we'll let them do the draw. And then have the mics moving in, so it should be fine. 我现在正在需要找一位美女。Yes. So yours and Darren Hughes. We have this. So we are just missing 1. Otherwise, we'll be starting soon. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, 我们是来这个麻烦 Jerry 帮我们把4位选手举起来。Yes， 4位一起。
Do you like it like you or like that?
Yeah, by the way, the wines are available, so please feel free to. Hey, contestants. Should we give them a warm round of applause, please? Okay, so Thomas, Sean, Kenny, and Rico. So, had fun this morning? Okay, so we're gonna put them out of their misery very soon, but please, the bags. It's time for taking the horrific draw. Please take one. If you like to swap before you actually know the number, or do you like a? Everyone's happy? I want to make it very fair, so good. So there's a number inside, so now you can take out. It will be the order of your appearance. So who got the lucky number 1? Okay, so who? No. Do we have something there? Oh, fantastic. Oh. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do this. I did not do this. Okay, so, so you know your numbers, and then please give the cell phone to Johnny, and then Jerry will take Thomas, Sean, and Kenny upstairs, and then Rico, you'll be with me. And please come this way. You will have your mini mic. So all of you, come. All of you for the mini mic, and the cell phone to Johnny, please. Thank you. So when we, since we're giving the mini mic to the contestants, so please, guests, feel free to walk around again. We have lovely cheese, we have lovely Taiwan homemade ham, we have fantastic chocolate from France, and then we have lovely sparkling water and still water from New Zealand, and then we have fantastic wines around. So please do help yourself and enjoy. Yeah, go. Yeah, you're entitled for it. Yeah, go. Help yourself. Yeah. Please take your seats. You have more. Yeah, please take a seat. You'll have many more time to enjoy more. So please take a seat. And then I think we're almost ready for the contestants. Okay. So Rico is at the back, ready, and then when Sean is done, Sean, Thomas, and Kenny will be heading upstairs with Jerry. Rico.
Standing in front of the master, I dare to look at the really compare with him.
Good. We're ready. So judges, we're all nicely seated. Okay, perfect. So just before we start, we have to wait for Kenny. Bye bye. See you later. You'll have a turn. Don't worry. 麻烦那个工作人员帮我把门给关起来，谢谢。Okay, we all ready? Good to go? Okay, Rico, come with me. Alright, so I am your Metro D here today. Can you just briefly introduce yourself? We'll take the mic.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Rico Ruo. I come from Taiwan, Taipei. Now I work in Shanghai.
Okay, good. We have a very tight schedule today. We have a full house and then we are very busy. And so this is your first table, come with me. And the host today is Dimitri, so he will be your main guest, and you are the host for him. So he will tell you what to do.
So to brief you quickly, so on this table, inside of this task, you will have 3 different tasks. Yes? The timing is quite short, so just make sure you are professional and efficient. So, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So, to start with, we would like to order a bottle of champagne. And if you could give us a recommendation from the selection that you have on the ice bucket over there, the station, that will be the first part. But then we'd also like 2 glasses of dry martini, one for Mrs. Hani, who is just here, and one for Mr. Angus, who is just over there. So if you could make it for them, it would be perfect. Okay? And your time starts now.
Madam and gentlemen, welcome to our restaurant. I'm the sommelier here who is taking over here tonight. So I would like to suggest everyone to have the champagne first to start with. I would like to suggest you to can have a very nice the package gomboot to start with nice, very nice aesthetic. Not too sharp to start to wake up your palate for this wonderful dinner. And of course, for 2 dry martini, I will ready right away for you guys. Gentlemen, package gomboot. I might just test a little bit for you. It's a very perfect condition. So let me just test a little bit. And by the way, for the dry martini, for the 2 guests, what kind of gin would you like to have? Beef eater, sure. So madam also? No problem. Any special request for olive or something or? Yes, sir. So you enjoy the champagne first. Okay, next bucket for you. So dry martini. Dry martini. Please enjoy your seats.
So now we have selected 2 wines from your wine list. So those are the 2 wines. With those 2 wines, we'd like you to recommend 1 dish of European cuisine and 1 dish of local cuisine and explain your pairing. Okay? Your time will start now, and for this task you have 3 minutes.
Madam, welcome to our restaurant. So we are looking for a recommendation for your food and wine from the selection. So first one, we go with the Dragon Sailor Sommelier 2016 from USA. I'd like to recommend you our chef special for today. We have some scallop tartine, a little bit with the lemongrass on the top. It's very fresh to the seasonal, the spring season. So nice acidity to catch to match with the Sauvignon Blanc from USA. You have a really nice acidity. Different kind of tropical fruits a little bit, but not too much for this. And second wine, we have from the wine from Austria, from the Winga Nashville Outer Level. It's a very nice red wine, the brand Frankish. So it's kind of a full body wine, 2008, so aging well, so nice integration for the tannin acidity. I would like to suggest you can have the local food from Taiwan. We have some pork belly with soy sauce together. We steam a little bit, but not too long time because we just try to have a nice touch with the sauce with the pork belly a little bit to use this nice broken fish to go with a little bit fat, but also with the fillet a little bit for the pork belly. Have some nice chew in the end to really nice with the tannin and acidity. So that's a traditional dish I would like to recommend to you with our second red wine from Austria.
I'd like European dish, local dish for each of them.
Oh, each. Sorry, sir. So first one, the local dish I would like to recommend you to go with it, which I would like to suggest you to have a squid. A squid from the northeast of Taiwan, we call it Yilan. So this side have squid we just steam a little bit, and we cut like a ring with some slice of the garlic and just some garlic with a little bit soy sauce on the side to go with the Sommelier. And the second one, the dish I would recommend to you to go with the brown fish, that will be lamb chop, but with the cucumber jelly on the side. And then chop, we go with some licorice, different spices, a little bit ratatouille on the side to present this lamb chop to go with the brown fish.
Anything you want to add?
I'm good, sir.
And finally, your last task on this table. So here is a wine list.
Sir.
And we'd like you to go through the wine list and identify the mistakes there is any. Okay? And for this task, you've got also 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
First, from the sparkling and champagne selection, the first area I would like to point out is it's a package better pork. It must with the vintage one, so they don't have an. I'm sorry, 2010 is not yet released. The latest one we have is 2008 after 2007. The third one, 1998 Mamoun collection, the Chef de Carte champagne. This must be French, not French. And later we go to the wine. The second one, the Gaia 2008, this cuvée Samakada. The name of the cuvée Mr. Mer is also wrong. We go to the correct cuvée name, must be Promise. In 2009 Chateau Smith or La Fille Compu Classique Artisanal is correct, no problem. For red wine, Tomasi Amarone della Valpolicella Classico is Reserva. This RIVERSVA. And the third one, the Sassicaia Bulgari Sassicaia DOC, let's be correct for it. The last one, Pembrokeshire Grange Hermitage, 1919 Barossa Valley, Australia. I would like to say that be Grange 1990 Barossa Valley, Australia without Hermitage. And the second 1004, the grape variety Saparavi, that's from Croatia in Stan Georgia Republic.
Oh, I'm afraid that your time is up. Cool, but we are busy. Thank you, Dimitri. I'll have to take him to the next table. Please come with me. Okay, so would you which way? Okay. Okay. So for this table, Frank will be your host, and I will leave you to him.
Very cool, thank you. Before we start again, on this table we also have 3 different tasks. And keep in mind, again, the restaurant is very busy today, we have to work fast, right? Okay, the first task would be the following. We have ordered a bottle of 2006 Barolo Canubi of Michele Chiarlo. This is already over there in the wine fridge. Would you please open, decant and serve that bottle for us? But only 6 of us are having the red wine. Miss Kwan here and Mr. Romagnani here, they prefer to have sake. Something light and refreshing. And please select from the selection over there a sake that suits to that taste, light and refreshing, and serve that beforehand. And afterwards you serve and decant the red wine, right? Okay, you have 7 minutes for the task. Please start.
Madam, Monsieur, welcome to our restaurant. It's in the peak hour. At this moment, I'll try my best to serve you right away for any of your requests. Thank you. So here to have our guests who would like to have some very refreshing sake to start with it. I would like to suggest you can have a very nice sparkling sake. So also the glassware I choose will be a little bit much more open up in the top instead of the champagne fruit like traditional way. So the sake I would like to say recommend to you from the Daisei Sango. It's Jume Daijinju. It's a very nice competition with the unami test. Have some nice bubble to start with, to open up your palate a little bit. Nice. And then let you taste a little bit. How do you like it? It's okay for you? So for this sake, chef today said some special starter with you. We have the salmon sashimi, but we do a little bit different because we don't do the nigiri style. The rice cake we have special way to bake it, and with soy sauce on the top a little bit, so it's kind of French style for it. And next, so you will have a very nice Canubi roll. Gentlemen, Barolo Canubi 2006 from Michele Chiarlo. So since it's 2006, I would like to decant directly. I think I will try to separate sentiment perfectly, but not really necessary to use a candle since it's only aging for 12 years. I'm very sorry for the fragile condition for the cork. So maybe I also need to use something like also to help a little bit. I'm sorry it takes time, but I'm still trying my best to save anything for you guys. Sorry for letting you wait. Wow, thanks God. For 100% to make sure everything going well, I still need to use the light to help me a little bit. That's okay. Let me use another way to make sure it's doing well. Completely separated. Perfect. So since it's a 2006 Barolo, so I would like to choose the bottom space is more wild decanter for you to get more space for air exposure to help much more well for the decant, for decanting it.
I'm afraid the time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rico, please. We have ordered this menu for today. Would you please recommend one wine with each of these dishes for us today, right? You have 3 minutes for that, and time starts now.
Madame Monsieur, so for appetizer you have black pudding with caramelized apple. So for this course I would like to suggest you can easy to start with very nice Tokai, but we use Tokai we start from the other three because I don't want to have too much residential sugar and too syrupy in the beginning of the appetizer. So we just choose have some really nice body taste wine and with nice acidity, well balanced wine to go with it. Second one, pine needle smoked long whistling with plum juice, best green curry. This one I would recommend we can have really nice Riesling from Moselle. Moselle, I would like to recommend you one of a nice winemaker from Moselle, we can have Dr. Rusen, and just choose the Riesling Sparless, because you have some green curry. I like to have a little bit of residential sugar to go with the green curry and strike a nice balance in your palate. Main course: breast of Wagyu chick with beef juice and the potato puree. This one I would like to recommend you can have some interesting pairing, which means I would like to recommend a wine from China. We go to Henan Mountain, Legacy Peak, have a special puree number 3, 15% Cabernet Sauvignon with 15% Merlot. So this one, 12 months of oak, a really nice balanced wine, not too much oak influencement. Dry aging pigeon with goose pate and the Shaoxing wine infused Berg Blanc. This one I would like to recommend you something a little bit unusual. Why we say unusual? Because I would like to recommend you the wine. We can go to the Canary Island. We have a really nice wine from Canary Island. I would like to suggest you from the Domaine, the Cuvée Beja, from the 100% Listan Prieto. This is a little bit recurrent nose with some spices. The wine body is like just the medium plus, but have some exotic spices in the finish to go with your pigeon. Dessert: passion fruit souffle with vanilla ice cream. In the dessert, I would like to suggest you to can have really nice chilled Grand Marnier to go with something like a digestive.
Thank you. So, thank you. And finally, Rico, we have selected 4 cheeses today, which will be served before dessert. And but we have forgotten what these cheeses actually are. Could you please identify the cheeses? Which cheese is which? So name the name of the cheese. You can also taste if you wish, and recommend a beverage with each of these cheeses. And you have 3 minutes for that, right? Time starts now.
The first one I think is blue cheese. The one I would like to recommend you can have a really nice sauté from Chateau de Soutiho, or Portuguese wine to go with it.
Could you be more precise? What kind of blue cheese? Where is it from? What is its name?
I think it is the Rochefort from France.
Okay.
The blue cheese. The second one I think is a Camembert from France. So this wine I would like to recommend you can have really nice Gamay from Morgon, Marcel Lapierre, fruit driven. The third one I'm not sure I can skip it a little bit. I go to the last one. The last one I think is a Gouda cheese. It's a Gouda cheese, probably from Netherlands Dutch. This for Gouda cheese, this one I would like to suggest you to can have 100% Poussat. The Poussat from the Juha. And we can choose the Domaine Labé. Domaine Labé to go with the last one. That's the one. I'm not sure what kind of cheese it is, but it must from cow. And this cheese I would like to recommend you can have original appellation Pinot Noir from Burgundy. This one I would like to recommend you can have Domaine Chazy. The Chazy have a really nice Bourgogne Pinot Noir 2015 to go with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, fantastic. Okay. Nice. Summer. Jerry. Thank you. Okay, please come with me, Rico. Here, and we have one final task. Could you please bring the trolley over? Thank you. We have I've been told that you are very good with blind tasting, so let's have some fun. So,
May I have some water first?
yes,
Since I
it's
have
coming.
cheese.
Absolutely, of course. Okay, just over here. Turn around. Turn around. No, no, that's okay. The trolley will turn, don't worry. Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's for you. Okay, the water's for you. That is something for you that can you spit in. I will come back again, but the first task for you is to blind taste the 2 white wine and 2 red wines. And please provide the organoleptic description for each wine and also identify as close as possible the country and the region of origin, the grape varietal, and then the vintage. Are you clear? Or should I repeat again?
Please repeat again.
Yes. So for wines that you have 2 white and 2 reds, please provide the organoleptic description for each wines, and then as close as possible, identify the country and the region of origin, and then the grape varietal, and then the vintage. And please don't touch these yet. I'll come back to you again. So you will have 12 minutes just for them. Okay? So let's start now. 12 minutes.
So wine number 1, the color is quite clear and pale. A nice intensity in the nose. With the slightly the full character like lemon, the citrus. Very delicate quality for nose. Medium acidity, medium intensity in the palate, with a little bit less residential sugar, which give more mild style of the wine. Nice finish. It's quite young, and the wine probably from in relatively moderate climate. I would like to say the first one is a wine from Austria, Kempto, DSC, 100% the Riesling, and 2014. The second one. The second one has the pale straw color, medium plus intensity, no sediment, no gas evident. High intensity in the nose, with a different kind of little bit stone fruits. A little bit herbal hint, have some vegetable. Medium acidity with medium intensity, a nice balanced wine with a really warm and mild style, which means you probably go with some malolactic fermentation. Not too much the enhancement for oak. So I must come from the cool climate. This one probably I will say it's from Slovak and 100% Gurab Alternina, and the vintage will be 2013. Wine number 3. Ruby to red from center to the ring, and medium intensity, no gas, no sediments. Very elegant, very modest in the nose. So with a hint of some super the nose from the bush super. Not much more. Have some fruit hints. It's a wine with the medium tannin, medium plus acidity, probably with from the moderate climate. It's still aging. You can see the developing is still undergoing. Quite friendly tannin in the end. Medium finish. With that color, I would like to say it's the wine from Italy. And then we go to the Piemonte. We have some nice Langhe Nebbiolo, 100% Nebbiolo from it. The vintage will be 2014. Wine number 4. High intensity with garnet to ruby from center to the ring. No gas evidence, no sediment. Very high intensity. The nose is very clear and clean. With a bunch of the black fruits, like some, you have some cassis, you have some plum. Medium acidity and medium plus tannin. Nice Spanish wine with some oak evidence. The wine must from the in relatively warm climate. I would like to say this is 100% the Zinfandel from America, probably from the area Lodi, near the west coast of America, and the vintage must be 2014. Same down.
Jolly good. Okay, good. Now we got another one. It's right here. Just this one by itself. This one beverage here, a guest really enjoyed tonight in our restaurant, and he's thinking of buying a case, but with a slight hesitation. So could you provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage and try to convince the client to commit this potential purchase? All good?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Can I have more order? No.
What's this? Yes, sir. Of course you may. So should I repeat it again, or you perfectly understand what
I
you
think
need
you
to do?
during the orders coming, please repeat again if you can.
Of course. Okay, so all good? Or should I repeat it again for you?
Please repeat again.
Yes. So you have one beverage here that a guest that really enjoyed in our restaurant tonight, and he's thinking of buying a case, but with a slight hesitation. So could you please provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage and try to convince the client to commit this potential purchase? And you will have 2 minutes.
Yes. Madam or gentleman or madam, I would like to suggest you to have this nice wine because first, probably some kind of very nice vin du naturel from France, with really nice the balance between the sweetness and the acidity. This kind of specialty in France because during the fermentation they will have some oxidized process for it, and it can long lasting for very long, can be easily to over 20 years. So when you buy this, it's not just for the dessert, and sometimes you can also with a nice aperitif in the afternoon with different kind of even some cheese or just a cold for it. Depends on the occasion that you have, but this kind of wine is very rare and it's kind of specialty from France, so you cannot easily find all around the world. I would like to suggest you because this one is not extremely test for oxidized, so still have a nice aroma with some tea leaf something. It's very elegant style of wine that you can have it, and also in your palate is not just the sweetness, also have a nice balance between the sweetness and some alcohol volume control very well because you can find this very nice winemaker have a high technique for the wine like this, and of course you deserve to have the prestige wine like this.
The time goes very quickly. So, well, last not least, but the last task for you tonight is a spirit blind tasting from left to right. Okay, so There's 3 spirits in front of you. Please, as close as possible, identify the type of spirit, country of origin, and then the main ingredient used and potential age statement it might be. Okay?
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you will have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes will start now.
I would like to start with the second one in the middle. This is the rum. And rum from the French island rum Martinique. So you have a really nice sugar cane or aged in the oak barrel. The third one I think is kind of the fruit flavor liquor, like quiche. So you have some the cherry based the fruit liquor, and it comes from probably Germany or the eastern part of the France, like Alsace. So after distillation and bottle aging. The first one I'd like to say.
Well, time flies. But that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, should we give Rico a round of applause? We're done. So take a seat, or please, you are welcome to join us. And judges, please, when you're done. And guests, again, I mean, we will have a 5-minute break. So stars, please, now rotate. So please, we'll probably take a 5 minutes break. So you want to refresh water, wines, anything, please do walk around. Okay. Your Metro D for today, and then we have a very okay. We have a very tight schedule, so busy, chop, and we have this first table here. Please follow me. The main guest for today is Dimitri, so he will tell you everything that you would like to have. Okay.
So we're in your restaurant.
Yes.
And just so you know, inside of this table, you will have 3 different tasks. Okay?
Yes.
The first one will be a champagne and cocktail service. So we would like to start our lunch with a bottle of champagne. So please give us a recommendation from the selections and you have the ice bucket over there.
Okay.
And then also, 2 of our guests would like a dry martini to start. So we've got Miss Annie, who is just here.
Yes.
One. And also, Mr. Angus will be just over there.
No problem.
Perfect. Your time start now.
So welcome to Ladies Hotel, and I'm the Sommelier today. And I know you are going to have 1 bottle of champagne, and you want me to make a recommendation for you. So let me check what do I have. Of course, with the PHUL, the first one I think I saw this one is a better focus on 8. It's very excellent aperitif. So is that okay for you, sir? Congress, no problem. That's my choice, sir. Excuse me, sir. I would like to make the dry martini first to keep the good temperature for the champagne. Sorry, I forget my stir. Let me chill the gas first. So I will choose the bibita for your dry martini, and this is the Dolly Vermouth. It's very nice. So dry martini for use, like that. And for your shot. So let me prepare champagne for you. So this is the Pierre Dragon fruit. It's based mostly is by the Chardonnay. So I would suggest you can get order some aperitif, something like seafood or salad. Go with it. It's very fruity and very delight. And I believe that Pierre Dragon Champagne is the first brand who created brut vintage. He created not so sweet champagne. May I try a little bit, sir? Time's up. Sorry.
The next task will be food and wine matching. So we've selected 2 wines from your wine list. And with those 2 wines, we'd like you to recommend 1 dish of European cuisine and 1 dish of local cuisine to pair with each of the wine. And explain your reason. Repeat again?
Yes.
Okay, so we've selected 2 wines from your wine list. For each of the wine, we'd like you to recommend it with 1 dish of European cuisine and 1 dish of local cuisine, and explain your reasoning. Okay? And for this task, you got 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
For the first one is the Sauvignon Blanc from USA. We recommend something like the tuna tataki or even the Salami sauce. Go with this one because it's very delightful. We can go with some green pea and potato and nice with the vinegar sauce. For the local dish, I will suggest we can go with some pan-seared rice noodle. Here with pan-seared rice noodle, always we get some shrimp, dried shrimp and the mushroom, a little bit mushroom to get an intense flavor to go with the delightful flavors. And for the red wine, the blue funkish is very interesting wine. For this one, I will suggest the European dish. I will recommend. I would recommend like pork mayonnaise because it's a bit pasty or something like a deep fry. So you get some oil taste, but it's very nice. Herb flavor inside. With brown funkish, we can have a very nice fruity flavor and a nice acidity to go with it. And for the local dish, this one I will saturate with the noodle fan because we have very oily taste and a very herb inside seasoning, and we get it from the shallot inside. So this noodle fan should be a little bit sour and sweet, and this one is with a very good acidity and the fruity is very good. It's very good choice to go with the noodle fan. Thank you, sir.
You still have a bit of time? Nothing to add?
No, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yes.
So then the last task on this table, it's here is a wine list. I'd like you to go through the wine list and point out the mistake on the wine list, okay? And your time starts now, you have 3 minutes also.
For the first sparkling champagne, for the Pierre Dragon epoch, I think the latest vintage is 2008. It's not 2010. And I think for the third one of the sparkling champagne, there is one mistake about the spelling. Is France is not French. For the white wine, And for the red one, the third one, for the Sasikaya, they get the first DOC, but Bulgarian Sasikaya DOC, I think it's 94, it's not 93. Penfold branch. For the Penfold one, the Grand Hermitage, right now, 99, we have 2 times vintage on the list, and I think it's only marked the Grand, it's not the Grand Hermitage. And for the Tomasi one, I think it's the Reserva one. So it's the Raspberry is riding Rivera, so it should be the Reserva. And for the fine one, the Gaia, I don't think so. For me, I don't know the Gaia Kamakanda they produce any fine wine. So this one should be red wine, it's not red wine. But it should be red wine, should be not white wine.
Okay, hands up. Busy night. All right, so please follow me. And we have our second table, and the main host is Frank. I'll leave you with him.
Kenny,
Yes.
Before we start, keep in mind the restaurant is busy today. We need to work hard and fast, right?
Yes.
On this table you have 3 tasks as well.
Yes.
The first one will be the following. We have ordered a bottle of Michele Chiarlo Barolo Canubi 2006, right? And it's already over there in the fridge. We want you to open, decant and serve that bottle for our table.
Yes.
But only 6 of us gonna have red wine. 2 of us, Ms. Kwang here and Mr. Romagnani here, they would prefer sake instead.
Yes.
Please select one of the sake from the selection over there. It should be light and refreshing.
Okay.
And serve it to us as well. Okay? And all in all, you have 7 minutes for this task.
So that is.
Okay, time starts now.
So let me prepare your red wine first. I will serve the red wine first, and after I will go into for sake, but sake needs a very nice temperature goes. So this is your older bottle of 2006 Pecona. So let me open the can for you. So most people they think for the Barolo, we should drink by the Bordeaux glass. For me, I prefer we can use the Burgundy glass. And this one is very good go with our main course. Some like Côte de Bœuf is a very nice big portion, rib eye, and you can enjoy different part of the texture of the meat. I choose this decanter because Barolo is a very tough wine, so I need more space, more air to open it. So Nebbiolo is the royally grape variety in Italy, so you do very good choices. So this one should be maybe the last one of to enjoy. If you want to go on for the next choice, for the next one, I would suggest something more heavier, more stronger, some like Amarone de Baboncella, Reserva, some, or even for young vintage Bordeaux wines. Oops, I need another tool. I'm so sorry there is some cork chip inside. But I will do my best. But it smells good. Sorry, it takes some time for the cans one. Canopy is a very special vineyard in the Barolo. Last one, I think last news or maybe for last month or last week, somebody bought a small parcel of Canopy. It spends like 2 million euros. So wow, so it's very unique Taiwan over there.
Thank you.
So I'll leave the decanter on the table. And then you prepare sake. That's the time. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Kenny,
Yes.
Okay. The next task, food and wine pairing. This is our menu for today. I want you to recommend one wine for each of these dishes, please. And you have 3 minutes to do that, right? Time starts now.
Okay, for the black pudding with the caramelized apple is the Boudan Noir. So I would suggest we can have something with nice acidity, and I would suggest we can have some Côte d'Ivoire Blanc. It's based on the Masala Busan, so it's very easy to go with some spice taste. And for the next one. Okay, so this one is the main ingredient is the langoustine. It's the one kind of shrimp. It's very delicious, and we go with the basic green curry sauce. So we need something more oriental image. So I will suggest we can have some Libertino from the south of France, maybe some I would call it a whole. So it's very getting some of the fatty taste, but with the flavor, but it's very good, very good to go with the green curry and the seafood. So for the main course, the first main course is the jus de veau. It's the Wagyu chick. So I would suggest we can have some nice Pinot Noir. Yes, nice Pinot Noir with nice something like at least some Premier Cru. So I would suggest we can have some Philippe Jourdan. They have very nice the version of the Premier Cru. The justice, sorry, is the Village one. But yeah, it's Village one. But the quality is good as the Premier Cru. So this one should be very good. Go with the fresh Wagyu chick with the beef juice. And the dry aged pigeon with the goose pate and the Shaoxing wine infused the pure blanc. So this one I will suggest we can have some the Van John. It's very special one to come with it because this is go with the Shaoxing wine is already fermented. It's oxidized wine, very oxidized wine. So for the Van John is very good go with all the ingredients, even for the game meat. And this, especially this pigeon is already dry aged one. So I would suggest we can have the Chateau Chalon to go with this one. Yeah. And passion fruit souffle with the vanilla ice cream. So this one is the souffle based on the passion fruit. I think we can have some Vincendo. Yeah, Vincendo is very good to go with this one. So it's very concentrate and it's good to go with the vanilla ice cream and go with the passion fruit sauce.
Good, thank you. Thank you. So, the last task on this table, we have selected 4 cheeses over there, but sadly we have forgotten what cheeses there are. Could you please identify these cheeses, name the name of the cheese, and give us a recommendation for a beverage that goes well with each of these cheeses?
Okay.
3 minutes to go.
Go ahead.
Yes?
So first one I think is Gondé cheese. This one, the from the left one. So I would suggest we can have some Chardonnay, even some the Van Abois. It's very nice to go with this one kind of cheese. I pass the second one first, and this I think this is like Herblotion. Herblotion is very gamey. Sorry, it's not gamey. It's very smooth and with a very intense flavor. I would suggest we can have some Burgundy to go with this one. So I would suggest some Chardonnay, nice Chardonnay to go with. The last one I think is the Bleu de Auvergne. So it's one kind of blue cheese. Of course, the best one choice I will choose some Sauternes. So the best one even is the Chateau Sauternes. Chateau Piquant, sorry. For the second one, I will guess is a Pecorino, so we can go with some very nice Italian wine. I would suggest we can have some Dolcetto d'Asti, because it's going to go with this wine because it gets very intense fruity flavor and a high acidity.
Okay. Thank you, Kenny.
Okay, fantastic. I heard that you are a fantastic person to do a blind tasting. So let's have some fun, shall we? What's coming? For you, it will be quite a nice treat. So, okay, so we start from the left hand right here, so don't touch these yet. Okay, so in front of you, you have 2 white wines and 2 red wines. And please provide the organoleptic description for each wines. And close as possible, identify the wine with the country and the region of origin, the grape varietal, and the vintage. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so, of course. You have 2 red wines and 2 white wines in front of you, so please provide the organoleptic description for each one. And as close as possible, identify the wine with the country and region of origin, the grape varietal, and the vintage. Okay? And you will have 12 minutes for the task, and the time will start now.
So for first wine, the appearance is the pale gold and is medium is very clean, no bubble, no sentiment. On the nose is medium, and I can smell some herbal, something like the chamomile and some apples. On the palate, it's very dry and it's a medium body. It's not bone dry. I can feel a little bit bitterness on my tongue, so it's still fruity minerality, and I can get some of the veggie taste in my mouth. So I will guess this is wine from the Italy, North Italy. So I will guess this is the Cacanega from the Veneto area. It's quite young, so the vintage I will guess is like 2013. So for the second white wine it's clean, it's no bubble, no sentiment, and It's the something like the lemon gold. For the aroma is the medium, with some of the citrus fruit and some of the lemon pea, a little bit abico. But in the mouth is the medium body, and the alcohol degree I think is like a medium, maybe like a 13.5, and it's very dry, minerality. It gets some oak barrel, some vanilla taste, some grapefruit, pineapple. This one is actually is already developed, some mature, already developed. There's still some green vegetable taste. So I would guess this is Busan from the south of France. Maybe it comes from the Châteauneuf du Pape. And the vintage should be the 2010. The third one appearance is it's medium, it's bright ruby. No gas, no salty mud. On the nose is medium. I can smell some shoebox is some grass, some woody or grass on the ground, and black currant. Pear, even some of pear, grapefruit. It's a medium body. The tannin is the medium. The acidity is medium. It's not so strong and it's very smooth. It reminds me it should be come from some of the hot area of the produce. It's come from the hot area. So I would guess this is Carignan from the south of France, maybe from the Languedoc-Roussillon. The vintage is the vintage is 2011. The last one is the color is very deep. It's medium plus. I would call it like a deep ruby. No gas, no sentiment. For smell is the medium body. I can smell some of the tobacco, some leather, some black pepper, and it's minerality. In the mouth, the body is medium, the alcohol degree is the medium. Plus, I think it's like 30.5 or 14. And the tannin is the medium plus, actually is a very dry one. I guess this is from Italy, south of Italy from Campania. Is the Ardignani from the Campania area. So the vintage will be 2013. Sorry, for third one, I will change my answer. This one should be come from North Italy. I will suggest this is from the Valpolicella. It's made by the Cornaro and mostly it's Cornaro. Covina, sorry, mostly Covina. The vintage is 2013.
Okay, so all good? Perfect. All right, so the next one that you have in front of you here is a beverage that a guest of ours really enjoyed tonight. And he's thinking of buying a case of it, but with a slight hesitation. Okay, so could you provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage here, and then try to convince the client to commit this potential purchase? Okay, all good? So just this one here, leave those three, and you will have 2 minutes, and your time will start now.
So look at the color, it's very dark ruby, it's a little bit orange. So it's already developed some old vintage wine. So it's, and you can see it's very clean. So the storage condition should be very good. The wine, the aroma is very perfumed. Then on the nose, I can smell something like some caramel and some brown sugar. Even some floral smell. I can smell something from the white flowers. And it's already a little bit old, so you already get a developed. So I can smell something like tea. It's like very nice oolong tea, Chinese tea inside. So it means it's very good condition. Otherwise, you get some bizarre, very strange smell. Well, in the mouth, if you very concentrated, the first thing touch, I feel is brown sugar caramelized. So it's something like a dessert, but it can go very easier. You can drink one glass by one glass because you get some very nice acidity to go with some sweetness. And in the mouth, you can still feel some orange blossom and some citrus flavor. I think this is very good to go with every kind of dessert, even the creme brulee. So in the end, I like this one. Would you like to buy some?
Great. Time stops. Okay. Last but not least, we have 3 glasses of spirit here with you, starting from the left-hand side. Okay, so please, as close as possible, identify the type of spirit, the country of origin, and the main ingredient used, and potential age statement there might be. Okay, all good? And you will have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes will start now.
For the first one, it should be whiskey come from the single malt from the Scotch. I think this is like 8 years old. 8 years old. The single malt Scotch is made by the multi berries. For the second one, I think it is the cognac from France. It's made by grape. This one should be labeled like VSOP. The third one is come from France too. I think it's Armagnac is made by grape, and this one is pretty get intense flavor. I think this at least is the SO, and come from Armagnac area and made Maghreb.
Okay, great. So you're all done, and please a round of applause for Kenny. Please take a seat and relax, and we'll do the third round. And please, ladies and gentlemen, another 5 minutes just to walk around, refreshing, get some refreshment, and enjoy.
Very nice. I love it. I'm an EU citizen for a long time.
Hello, Sean. How are you?
Very good.
This way. Come over. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. Okay, so here with me, I'm your Metro D for today. Yeah, don't go too far. Okay, we have a very busy afternoon, and we are full house, so everything needs to be done very quickly and professionally. And for the first table here, we have here, and the main guest is Dimitri, so he will tell you what to do. Absolutely.
So on this table, so you know what's going to happen, you will have 3 different tasks inside of this table. And we'll start with a champagne and cocktail service. Okay? So we'd like to start with a bottle of champagne. So please give us recommendations from the selections, and we'll be over there in the area. Okay? And then also, we'd like 2 dry martini, as Mrs. Annie and Mr. Angus would like a dry martini. Okay? And this is it. Okay?
Yes.
So for this task, you've got 7 minutes, and your time starts now.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Sean. It's my honor to be your sommelier today. We prepare everything I will prepare for you. Sure. So this is a Champagne POJ and a Bocco 2008. The translation is beautiful life. So I think it's better to have first bottle for this one. It means good luck for everyone. It's also good luck for my rest of my day. But the most importantly,
Actually, I'm sorry, but I saw the reason you've got some wrong with
yes.
You start with this one?
Yes, absolutely. But just let you know, the acidity and this one is much more higher, like A quality. If you can choose this one, I can let chef make special for you. Absolutely. If you want it now, I will stay with that. Absolutely. We'll start. So may I taste your champagne for you? Absolutely. So the champagne is nice, clean, beautiful. So, yeah, nice. Let's try. I think I'll put the in the bucket for him. I'll come back to let it chill a little bit and finish the test. So for the cocktail, you like a classic martini, dry martini, as well. And would you like your garlic with lemon twist? Lemon twist.
Hands up.
We've selected 2 wines from your wine list, and for each of the wine, we'd like you to recommend 1 dish from European cuisine and 1 dish from Little cuisine, and explain also your reasoning. Okay? For this task, you've got 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Sauvignon Blanc traditionally has quite urban characters, but very nice acidity. So I would recommend with rabbit stew with tomato sauce and veggie inside, possibly grilled carrots and onion. And probably giving one.
For each wine, 1 dish from Europe and 1 dish from
For Chinese cuisine, I think the typical starter from sweet roast pig or scallop with yuzu on the top will be beautiful for this Sauvignon Blanc. And also from Bruno Burgund from Austria, Mint Burgundy. Mint Burgundy is typical region from Burgundy. Good Frankish. Frankish, the aroma is typical, quite spices, much more like Shiraz, base. So a little bit tannin, it's better to have a beef dish. So I will guess. Of course, this is a little bit younger, 2008. So I will recommend and beef stew, also with veg inside. And for local cuisine, I would also recommend some barbecue or pan-fried pig cheek with cinnamon sauce and also some red wine juice as well for this too. Are you happy with that?
And then your next task, put together a wine list. I would like you to have a look and tell us if there is any mistakes. And for this task, you have 3 minutes also, and the time starts now.
Sparkling number 1 is now from Camera Valley. It's actually from Camberwell. 2010 is now produced for the library. And mom is now from Champagne French. It's from Napa, California. Smith Hall Lafayette, it's not necessary to put the concours the private. Daya Makanta, it's without Miss Tamar. In Toscana. But it's not, it's not DOC, it's actually IGT because they make with international grapes. Thomas E doesn't produce Floria Reserva Abandoned di Valpolicella Classic. Sasikaya is not a DOC, it's also IGT. Pembroke Grange Hermitage is interesting. It's without Hermitage since 1990, so it just Pembroke Grange from this year. I think this is it.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
All right, we got next table, and Frank will be the host, and he will tell you what to do.
So, before we start on this table, please keep in mind the restaurant is busy today. We need to work quick, right? Okay. Again, on this table you have 3 tasks. The first one will be a bottle of red wine. We have ordered a bottle of 2006 Canubi Barolo from Michele Chiarlo, which is already there in the fridge. Would you please open, decant, and serve that bottle for our table, right? But two of my guests do prefer sake instead. That's Ms. Pyong and Mr. Ramanani. They prefer sake instead. Please select one of the sakes over there. We are looking for something light and refreshing.
Absolutely.
Which goes well for these customers, right? And you have 7 minutes in total for that. So
Very nice. I love it. I'm an EU.
time starts now.
So for the sake, I think we recommend with the Jumi Dakinjo, which is much more fresh.
Perfect, lovely. Thank you.
So Monsieur Charles cannot be below the 2006.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So my tasting one for you. The wine is in a perfect condition, so it's better to decant this wine. Absolutely. the Barolo is a very typical Italian wine in northern Italy, Piemonte. In 2006, it's still quite young, so it's a good idea to get this wine. And slightly cinnamon. Apologize. It's a very busy restaurant. Please try.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot. I thought you want some sake as well. So is this guest there was sake, right? Sorry. I'll let Lady try this wine. Please. You like it? Thank you so much. Thank you. So for this wine, I also recommend some roasted beef with cinnamon and red wine reduction. Absolutely, we need some sauteed mushrooms as well. So you guys are just out of the table. May I serve you first? And
Time's up.
please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Come here, please. Thank you. We have selected this menu for today, and we want you to recommend one wine for each of these dishes, right? And you have 3 minutes for that. Time starts now.
Black poutine with caramelized apple. It's quite sweet character, so I recommend some extra dry prosecco from Italy. It gives some acidity, but it also gives slightly sweetness compromised with caramelized apples. And with this green curries and pound juice based dishes, I think it sounds like better with the Chenin Blanc. I think I will go for Nisqua Jovet Sauvignon 2014, quite young, but it still got the acidity to balance this green curry spiciness, but also component with plum juice. For the beef strip, it's quite strong, so I'll definitely go to some Shiraz or Shiraz is better. So Bocastel, Chateau de Pas 2009, it can go well with this dish, and also New World style Ben Glazer Amora 2012, getting older a little bit, little rounder but still big, can go with this. And with Shaoxing wine, infusing with lunar blood. So I think we could go for the sherry is nice one. I think let's try some nutty characters sherry. I would say from tradition Amontillado, dry Amontillado. It also same flavor, nutty flavor, but acidity is still good. Why not after the heavier red wine can go with these beautiful sherries. For the dessert, vanilla ice cream, passion fruit. It sounds like noble grapes, but I have something in mind very interesting. It's from it's called Chateau de Poulet. It's from Honduras. So it's Cabernet Sauvignon base, quite passion fruit, strawberry fruit.
Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Finally, we thought we're going to have cheese before dessert, and we have already selected 4 cheeses, but unfortunately we have forgotten what cheeses these are. So could you please identify these cheeses, tell us where they're from, and give us a recommendation for a beverage that goes well with these cheeses, right? So again, 3 minutes for that.
Cheese number 1, blue cheese. I think it's very straight. I think it's from Italy. Gonzalo's, it's very strong flavor. It also quite saltiness. I think we can go either strongly Barolos or a sweet wine from Tomasi, Risetto Vapucella.
Which one would you prefer, Barolo or the Recchiotto?
I think it's Riccatone.
Okay.
And Camembert, sorry. Camembert, I second one. Okay. I think we can go a little bit so sweet side, but not too much. When they pound it from Jura, also good. Tastes like Parmigiana from Italy. The Italy again. It's quite mild and hard texture, so I think we can go red wine for this one. Goat cheese in the end, sorry, maybe mistake. But I'll go for Brunello di Montalcino Banfi 2009. That's right. I think it's from Portuguese, San Julia. Or cheddar. I think this is from Portuguese. So I'll go for Lake Ruby, Lake Pato vintage port.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. So, please come to me.
There we go. Here. All right. So I heard this way. I heard that you are very good with blind tasting. So
Can I have
some
water
trick
first?
Let's stop here. Okay. Wait. Yes, water now. But firstly, we're gonna have 4 wines. So don't touch these yet. So you have 4 wines, 2 whites and 2 reds. So please provide the organoleptic description for each wines, and as close as possible, identify the wine with the country and region of origin, and the grape varietal and the vintage for the 4 wines only. So don't touch these. Okay?
How many minutes?
And you will have 12 minutes.
Okay,
Okay, so
for these 4 wines.
yes, just those 4. Okay, so your 12 minutes will start.
Before that, can somebody give this table some champagne?
No,
So I think for our customer, this needs to be.
They're alright. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, we'll figure something out. Don't worry. Yes. Okay.
Please make a cocktail for yourself.
We can do it after. Don't worry. So yes, 4 wines, and you will have 12 minutes, and your time will start now.
Wine number 1, stay bright, straw, light yellow color, medium concentration, cannot really see viscosity, but semi-medium. And no gas, no saline, the wine is clean. The wine is clean and moderate intensity with useful aroma, such as lemon, citrus base, apple, apricot, some ginger, spices. No oak evidence. The wine is clean, nice and dry. The acidity is medium. Alcohol, moderate alcohol, medium. And medium finish, nice complexity. With good acidity in the back. On the palate, still a citrus fruit joven and lemon, apricot, but it got some passion fruit in the mouth. Minerality is limestone minerality. Got some ripe apricot on the palate, also spices like ginger. So I would say this one is from Cool, Oval Cool Climate. Oval Mountain Climate. I would say this. Recent from Alsace, the vintage. I didn't mention the vintage 1 to 2 years old. So it's 2016 vintage, I think. White number 2. The color is straw gold color and dead bright. No gas, no sediment. Moderate intensity. Viscosity is medium. On the nose is clean, useful still, moderate intensity. Much more red fruit characters, lemon juice. Ripe apples, peach size, and Truckstone, Weststone minorities. Spices like ginger, rosemary. Sorry, I know oak of this. The palate is dry and medium plus acidity, medium alcohol, medium body, nice and long finish, quite complexity. So again, on the palate, the food still lemon citrate, peach size, limestone mineralities. So I would think this wine is also from no oak evidence. This is from old world, modern climate, so it's okay. This Aberdeen from Rossi Backs to Spain in 2014 vintage. The red wine number 1. The color is deep ruby central, light ruby red, slightly garnet, and no gas, no sediment, medium concentration, medium alcohol. The nose, this wine is clean and developing. Moderate intensity and nose. First nose got is dry red berries such as red strawberry, cherry, rosemary. Rosemary. More dry style. You got dusty, minerality, and phosphor. So slightly oak, such as coconut, chocolate, some cider wood, and some tobacco leaf. So I guess this is a large French oak. And the cup and the palate is dry, clean, medium plus acidity, medium body, a nice round tannin, quite complexity, medium plus finish, nice balance. Yes, confirmed as dry side, red cherry, strawberry, but much more dusty minerality, some earthiness, some mushrooms, some oak character, but very little. So my initial conclusion is that overall cool climate, I guess it's French Pinot Noir from, because it got some tannin and bitterness in the finish. So I would say it's New St. George Village, 2009 vintage. Last wine is very deep central color, deep ruby, and light ruby red. No gas, no sediment, medium plus viscosity. You can see obviously moderate intensity. On the nose, the wine is clean, moderate intensity, also developing. Because some are also dry. This one is much more black fruit, so dry black cherry and cassis plum size. A little bit green herb, but not fresh one. So, and also spices. It's like rosemary, sage, all inside. But much more oak evidence. So vanilla comes out, cigar box, some chocolate in the end, but much more dusty. Also got some dusty minerality aromas, and I guess this partially small French oak. The wine is dry, nice, and medium acidity, medium round tangy, so medium alcohol, so it's like 13.5 or 13. The very nice long complexity, and also the pronounced aroma and palate still dry, black fruit, black cherry, plum, currants, then much more dry side. So also strongly oak character is already developing. So vanillas, cedarwood, again chocolate pencil shaving in this one. So I guess this is a very nice French Bordeaux wine, a little bit aged. So I would say it's 5 to 7 years old. So that will be 2011. So that will be 2011. So I guess this is Bordeaux blend from France. Saint-Emilion, Goncourt, and 2011.
All right, perfect. Okay, so we have next task, and you have a beverage here, this one, on its own, that one of our guests really enjoys today. This one, and then he's thinking of buying a case, but he has a slight hesitation now. Could you provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage and try to convince the client to commit this potential purchase?
How many bottles can you send again?
Well, I mean, as many as you can, please. It will be very nice. Our boss will be very happy, of course. So, you understand the task?
Yes, it's a very difficult task, right?
Okay, we have, all right, so you have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes will start.
Do I have a customer here?
Oh, anyone?
Anyone,
Well, this is all your customer? Yep. All right, so your 2 minutes will start now.
It's great base sweet wine, and of course would be its wine or beverage has a very long age potential for sure. And got some peach, nice peach. Sweet wine, almost get some Moscato like Moscato di Alessandro, this kind of fortified wine. So again, for wine itself, it's quite sweet. On the color, you know, it's been aged for at least 24 months in the wood. But you get the beautiful fruit characters on your palate. Roundness, peach side. So usually for this kind of 45,
Wow,
can go wrong with very, very long.
2 minute really flies, does it? Okay, last but not least, you have 3 spirits here in front of you. The first one will from the left-hand side. So start from the left-hand side. Nope, don't start it yet. Please identify as close as possible the type of spirits and the country of origin and the main ingredient used, as well as potential age statement. Okay? All good?
Can you repeat it?
Of course. You have 3 spirits in front of you, and as close as possible, please identify the type of spirits, the country of origin, and the main ingredient used, and as well as the age, the potential age statement. Thank you. And you'll have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes starts now.
So first one is Scotch whiskey. I'll say this 12 years old, and Macallan. The second one is rum, and from Puerto Rico, and I guess very nasty characters. Cat is 23 years old. Last one is Armagnac. XO from France.
All right, time's up. All right, should we give a round of applause to John? Okay, please take a seat behind. You're free to go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. We do have a very short schedule, so please return in 5 minutes and we'll get everything ready and we will host the last contestant. So 5 minutes, thank you. All right, Thomas, are you somewhere?
我真的说实话，我觉得
Okay, please come in.
如果真的服务的，
Thomas. Where is he? No dear. Looking here, but I can't see him here.
Hang on.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Well, here.
Okay.
You'll be here with me, and I am your maître d' for the night. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are having a very busy day, and then we have a full house. So everything needs to be chopped. And for our first table, the host will be Dimitri here, and he will tell you what to do.
Yes.
So Thomas, just
Okay,
to
yeah.
explain, so on this table, inside of this task, you will have 3 different tasks.
Got it.
Okay?
Yes.
So let's start with the champagne and cocktail service.
Yes. Excuse me. Is any possible to check the station?
No, just
Okay.
stay here.
Okay,
We'll
got
have
it.
to do it as it goes. But,
Got it.
With our lunch, we'd like to order a bottle of champagne, and
Yeah.
we'd like you to give us a recommendation between the bottle who are
Got it.
inside bucket
Yes.
over there.
Yeah.
But also, we'd like to order 2 dry martini, one for Mrs. Honey, and one for Mr. Angus just over there.
Got it.
Okay? And for this task, you have 7 minutes,
Got it.
and your time starts
Now.
now.
Sorry. Who will be the host?
I will be.
Got it. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thomas Ho. I'm pleasure to serve you for the service for creative. Thank you. And today we got the Chujue, very beautiful champagne house. We got 3 different champagne can serve to you. This one is Grand Cru. Is also the first. I would suggest we can, if we have time, we can start from the non-vintage, and second, just one. The rosé also very limited, and 2006, and the Bellet Pork also 2008 is very nice potential. But I will recommend you the rosé one. It's very lovely, especially we got the lady here, and the rosé one will just perfect to be a service. Yeah, okay. So still this one, because it's very rare to see all of this our restaurant. Thank you. Excuse me, ladies and Angus, will you like the gin martini or the vodka martini? Gin martini, thank you. Hello. Yes. Actually, the Bellet Pork, the rosé one also very good. With even like white wine glasses to present the aroma, because it's our aperitif. So I would recommend like to see the bubble, beautiful bottle. And for the lady and Angus, I will share the martini glasses for you. The teacher. So the The Puget Champagne House is founded at 1811, so it's very historical house, and it's also actually the first champagne house to do the brut style. And especially the bottle, champagne bottle is very beautiful. And after the taste the wine, you can also keep the bottle for as a gift, I think. Alright. Would you mind let me try the wine? Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Miss Angus, you don't have the. Will you prefer a stir or shake for your martini? Shake, thank you. So it's 50. You can need a bit more. I will do the 2 glasses. Sorry. For 1 for each. We feature also the very famous gin from UK, and Dolly is also the Dolly is also a very famous vermouth from France. So it's just perfect to be the start. And we got the lemon peel. It's okay for you? Thank you. Also the same. And I will also recommend some starter for you. And I think the caviar and also some iberico ham. It's also very good with the martini and also the champagne. Yeah, this is our champagne.
Time is up. We're ready for the next one.
Yeah. Okay.
So your next task, we've selected 2 wines from the wine list.
Got it?
Just here. Okay. And for each of the wine, we'd like you to recommend 1 dish from European cuisine and 1 dish from the local cuisine. Okay? For each of the dish. And we'd like also you to tell us why. So,
yeah, is possible? Can repeat the? Okay. Thank you.
So you've got 2 wine.
Yeah.
For each of the wine, we'd like you to recommend 1 dish of European cuisine and 1 dish of local cuisine, and
yes.
also justify your choices.
Okay, so the 1 white and 1 red, yeah, for 2 European cuisine and 1 and also
Local cuisine. So.
cuisine.
Perfect. So
How many minutes I have?
you have 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Okay, it's very good to present our chef cuisine. We got also 1 from United States, Sauvignon Blanc 2016. It's very fruity and with a lot of quite floral and also some citrus, even like passion fruit or like tropical fruit for white wine. And the second red will be from Austria, and Rufencash. So it's also very fruity, low tannic, and also very beautiful and easy drinking. So it's also very good, like food friendly. So first, Sauvignon Blanc I will recommend for the white asparagus. If our chef also present the whole from the white asparagus from Dutch, so we dressing with touch of saltiness. So you can make the wine Sauvignon Blanc just herbaceous, and the wine just beautiful pairing. So I will recommend the European cuisine for this one. And the second one, the Rufencash, I will recommend for the dish specific from France, from Alsace. So the wine, the dish will be sausage and also some slice of the pork chop. So with some olive, and the Rufencash also can cut through the oily and also the saltiness quite well. So it's to the European. And for the Sauvignon Blanc, for the local dish, I will recommend Rufencash for local dish. Actually, in Taiwan, we got very interesting is the deep fried chicken. We say the night market like a cheese. Actually, it's very tasty, saltiness, and Rufencash is very fruity, can balance with the oily quite well. And for the Sauvignon Blanc, for the local dish, I think I will recommend Sungan is kind of bamboo dish. Is with some soy sauce. It's very local, and you can pair with we say 卤肉饭 is very local and saltiness, and the Sauvignon Blanc have some herbaceous, so it's also quite well to balance the oily, and also especially the Taiwan right now is very summertime, so it's very like crispy and grassy style, and a lot of mineral, lots of also some buttery, also some barrel content. So it's also very good to balance with the bamboo, local bamboo, because Taiwan also quite famous for bamboo, especially we can find in some our local restaurant. And I think I will handle this for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Persian.
So the last task of this table, and you will have 3 minutes also for
Got
this
it?
task.
Yes.
This is a wine list, and we'd like you to have a look at the wine list and
Yeah.
give us the corrections that have to be made on the wine list. Okay?
Okay.
And your time starts now.
5 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. The PGA Bella Talk 2010 is not released yet. And the Shadow Smith Labi is is not the Grand Prix Casse de Grasse. And Gaia Cap Macada is not from Tosca. I think it's from Bulgaria. Red wine. I think the Cap Forland is not from Tomasi winery, but the Amarone de la Valpolicella Classic DOCG is correct. Sassicaia is Bulgaria. The last one, 1990, is Penfro. Is only it's only Grange, no Grange and Dutch. and it's the Saskaya is not DOC. Is I think it's IGP. And the first one, 2014, the England sparkling wine. It's not from Kent. I think it's from West Hamilton.
All right, thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah.
We have next table to host. Follow me.
Yeah.
We have Frank here, and he will be the host for this table, and
Hello.
he will tell you what to do.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Again, on this table we have 3 tasks.
Yes.
And please keep in mind the restaurant is very busy today. We
Yes.
need to work
Got it.
quick. Good. The first task. We have ordered a bottle of Michele Chiarlo Barolo Canubi 2006.
Yeah.
Right? It's already over there in the fridge.
Okay.
Would you please open, decant, and serve the bottle for us?
So all the
No. Good question. Only for the 6 of us, because Ms. Kwang and Mr. Romagnani prefer sake.
sake.
And we have a sake selection over there. Please choose one of those sake. We are looking for something light and refreshing.
Light and refreshing.
Right.
Okay. So only 6 customers will drink Barolo Canubi, and
Right.
2
The lady and the
gentlemen will have a light sake.
Light
or
and refreshing sake. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have 7 minutes.
7
for that.
minutes.
Okay.
Very rush.
Let's go.
Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas to serve to you. And we got because the lady first, so I select the sake for you. Ladies and gentlemen. So we got the 1 sparkling sake and also 1 Junmai Daiginjo. The other 2 is Junmai, so it's more rice content. And also we got 1 soju, but it's very high alcohol content. So will you prefer which one?
I think that's like.
Okay, got it. Hey. Is good? Yes. No. No. Do you mind I try the sake for you to check the quality? It was a beautiful one. Canubi also one of the most famous winery in Barolo. I just need to check the. Yeah. And it's 2006, so still very quite youthful for the Barolo. So I will not use the blanket. Daisai also very famous, the famous sake brewery in Japan. and beautiful colorful. Nice. And the condition, I think, is quite well, and it's all select from our cellar. So if you like, still like some starter to pair with it, it's also very warm welcome. Good. Keep pressure. Okay. Beautiful color. Will you recommend in a decanter to breathe this?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. I choose this bigger shape of decanter because it's also very good to airing the barrel from this very good winery and also very good vineyard. Serve the sake first. Hello, sorry for waiting. Enjoy. It's very good acid actually. Some sake is not very good with acid, but Daisai also quite well and very fruit friendly. And so, excuse me for the service a little bit late, but I would special present the very almond bush for you because our house is quite fully today. And I choose the Burgundy style shape, the wine glasses, because it's the Nebbiolo is also quite similar like the Pinot Noir grape variety. It also shows quite a lot of intense of earthiness and also some grapefruit, grapefruit and red cherry raspberry. And actually the retail wine glasses is also designed for the Burgundy, is used to for Nebbiolo. So is anything I can do for you?
Thank you.
Thank you. And hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you. Here. And leaving here. And because we still got a little bit left, so the ladies, if you finish your sake, if you like to have some red wine, it's just lovely. The Kamui 2006. It's beautiful to drink it and to enjoy it. And I will also recommend some food for the sake and also the Barolo. The food will be like a sea urchin and also some scallops.
Thank you. Thomas.
Thank you.
So we have already ordered the menu for today,
Yeah.
which is this one.
Got it.
Please recommend one wine with each of these dishes, right?
Yeah.
And you have 3 minutes for that.
So
One wine for each of the dishes. Okay? 3 minutes.
One wine for, so total is 5 glass of wine.
Five wines, yeah.
Got it. So any wine is all okay.
You decide.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so sorry, is how many minutes? For
3 minutes.
Okay,
So
so
already
start
2.5 minutes left.
now. Black pudding, caramel apple. So it's kind of a dessert style. I will recommend a sweet wine from Loire, from it's called the Bon de Venise, and we can choose 2006. It's very intense and very good with caramelized apple, and also black pudding because it's very concentrated. And langoustine with a prawn and juice based in green sauce. I will recommend the wine from Austria, from Guina Fatina. So it's 2016. It's very youthful and crispy, and good herbaceous, can pair with smoky and langoustine quite well, and also prawn juice based. Main course. Wagyu chuck is very luxurious main course, so I will recommend you very high-end Burgundy wine from 1999, Clos de la Roche and Gongju, and especially the vintage is 2004. However, 2004 is not a great vintage, but it's still like a very great drinking right now because the Wagyu chuck and beef stew just perfect pairing with the luxurious Burgundy Gongju wine. Right, pigeon. So pigeon, goose pate, Shaoxing. Okay, Shaoxing wine. So I will recommend the wine from specific from Juha. From Juha, we can choose Juha's Tussaud or Poussat red wine to pair with Shaoxing because in France also have very one famous smell like Shaoxing is Vanju. So it's also come from the same region. And dessert, passion fruit, souffle, vanilla ice cream. I will recommend from the Passido wine from Italy, from Sicily. So it's a Benray 2006. It's Passido wine, so it's very concentrated. A lot of caramel, and also just great with it.
Thumbs up. Thank you. Good. Finally, we decided that we have a little bit of cheese before we go to the dessert.
Yeah.
And we already have chosen 4 types of cheese, but unfortunately, wait, please, wait. Unfortunately,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, stay here.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we have forgotten what these cheeses are. So could you please identify these cheeses, tell us where the cheese comes from, what is the name of the cheese, and give us a recommendation for a beverage for each of these cheeses.
Okay.
And again, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, so do you need any pairing with it?
Yes,
or?
yes. What is the cheese and what should we drink with it? Okay?
Okay. 3 minutes. The blue one is the blue cheese, of course, but the taste is not from sheep. It's made from the cow, so it's quite mild. It's quite tender for the saltiness. So I will recommend the wine with a lot of fruitiness, red wine. Maybe come from not only like port wine, but also some white wine from California. You can choose Merlot based, very high alcohol content, so the saltiness and the tannic and the alcohol will just pair with it quite well. I think it's the Berle, yeah, it's from France, yeah, from British, from cow. And the second one, I think it's Arboise cheese. the third one, I would guess is from Italy, from Parmigiano cheese. I would recommend the Italian Fruity Chianti Classic Wine 2014. To the acid and the cheese will go well quite with it. And the fourth one is Conde. I think it's Conde from France. And I would recommend also the wine from Beaujolais, from Mogong, specific from Zhongfulau, 2014. It's fruitiness and juiciness, just perfect with this kind of texture. It's not really concentrated, but still quite tender in the taste. And the second one, I will recommend a champagne. You can pair with it, and like we can choose the more luscious, like a Blanc de Noir, or like a Blanc de Blanc from Piaget, beautiful champagne with it, and
again, what is cheese number 2? You mentioned just how far? Time's up. I'm afraid.
Coming
Go somewhere.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Johnny will take a plate, and please come this side. And we heard that you are very good at blind tasting.
Not
so
really.
you're too kind. Okay. You are going to have a treat. Okay. All right. So, of course, please. We're gonna start with this side. So the wines. So just don't touch that yet. Okay. So for the 4 wines, 2 whites and 2 reds, please provide the organoleptic description for each wines, and as close as possible, identify the wines with the country and region of origin, the grape variety, and the vintage.
So how for 4 glasses?
Yes.
And how much time I have?
You will have 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Okay, so you ready?
Sorry, a little bit. And
Okay.
not this one.
Yeah, just these. Okay, just these 4. Don't touch these yet. We'll get back to that. All right. So your 12 minutes. We'll start now.
Thank you. Okay. Wine number 1 is white wine. Is clear. Is pale concentration is top right, and no gas evident and no sediment. The color is strong, and the with a silver hue, and shows the ring variation is low, and the viscosity is I think low to medium. Nose. First nose with a lot of tropical. With a lot of stone fruit, and also quite high acid fruit like lime or even like guava. And second nose with mineral and touch of saltiness. The aroma shows it is quite youthful wine, and no barrel evident, but I will confirm it in the palate. The palate structure. The wine is sorry. The wine is dry, but because the fruitiness and also a hint of sweetness, so in the end I will feel it's a touch of oak dry. And medium plus acid, medium body and medium minus alcohol content is around like 12.5 alcohol content. And the wine is balanced. The acid is dominant in this wine, and it's very beautiful for the palate. It's like a blossom, like floral taste. Initial conclusion: the wine is from old world. Possible grape variety is Riesling, Guinevere, or even like Muscadet. Possible country is from German, from France. Age range is I think it's 1 to 3 years. You can drink it now or keep for like 2 or 3 years for aging. Okay, my final conclusion: the wine, the vintage is quite youthful. Is 2015, and the grape variety is Riesling, and the country is Germany. Specific from the origin is Ringo, and I think it's carbonate level of the wine, and quite good producer and very great potential. Okay. Okay, wine number 2 is white wine is clear, is star bright, is medium concentration and no gas evident and no steam. The color is golden and with a silver hue, and the vin variation is medium. The viscosity is medium. Nose is clean and medium intensity, and first nose with lots of tropical fruit like pineapple, like peach, like passion fruit, even like some the second nose with a hint of spices like white pepper, and I think some wood element, but I will confirm it in the palate. Structure element: the wine is ripe, medium plus acid, medium body, and medium alcohol. It's like a 13.5 alcohol content, and the aroma is mirrored on the palate as flavors. So also quite a lot of tropical fruit like pineapple, like lychee, like passion fruit from the wine. And the wine is balanced and medium plus aftertaste, medium plus complexity. I think have some wood element, but it's not like new barrel. It's a old barrel or like a French barrel. It's very big one. Initial conclusion: the wine is from old world. Possible grape variety Chenin Blanc. And it's mine from France, from Loire. or it might be a Chardonnay from Israel, from specific like a traditional winery or use a modern technique. My final conclusion: the wine is the vintage is 2013, and the grape variety is Chenin Blanc, and specific from France, from Loire, from Anjou. AOC. So wine number 3 is white wine. Wine number 3 is red wine. Is clear, is bright, and no gas evident and no cinnamon. The color is ruby red color and with a hint of orange hue, and is the ring variation is medium, and the viscosity is medium plus. Nose is clean. First nose is medium intensity, and first nose with lots of cassis, red currant, and even like berry jam style. And second nose with spices and also some barrel element, oak element. So it means it's from the, I think the oak is from French barrel. It's quite new. And the palate structure element. The wine is right, medium acid, medium body, and medium tannin. And medium alcohol, so it's like a 13.5 alcohol content. And the aroma is also mirror on the palate flavor. Also some red currant, red cherry, and also some barrel evident, like some buttery, some spices, like black pepper and clove, like tea leaf. The wine's balance and the acid and also the wood element is dominant in this wine, and very good medium plus finish and medium plus complexity. My initial conclusion: the wine is from over possible grape varieties, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot. And it's from moderate climate. And my final conclusion for the wine is the vintage is 2013, and the grape variety is Bordeaux blend. It's Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot and Petit Verdot. The dominant is Cabernet Sauvignon. It's like 70% in this wine. And the country is from France, specific from Bordeaux, and specific origin from left bank, from Pauillac. It's very good structure and very good aging potential. Even can age like 7 to 10 years for this one. And it's very, I think it's Grand Cru Cassé in the Grand Cru Cassé level. So the AOC Appellation d'Origine Contrôlée. The wine number 4 is white wine. Is clear. Is bright and no gas evident and no cinnamon. And the color is actually is opaque for the condition. And the color is ruby red color and with a purplish hue. It shows the wine is still very youthful, and the viscosity is medium plus. Nose is clean, medium plus intensity. First nose with a lot of black cherry, blackberry, black plum, like even like still wine.
Is gone. Okay. Next one. With this particular beverage, this one only, so leave those three alone as well. You have one beverage here that one of our guests really enjoys tonight, and he's thinking of buying a case of it with a slight hesitation. So, could you please provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage and try to convince the client to commit his potential purchase?
So you will be the customer?
We all, yeah.
Okay.
We all, yes. So,
can you? Would you
absolutely.
mind?
Absolutely. So this is a beverage that one of our guests really enjoys today, and he's thinking of buying one case of it, but he has a slight hesitation. So could you provide a truthful yet beautiful description of this beverage and try to convince the client to commit this potential purchase?
So it's sold by our restaurant, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. And you will have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes, and your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay, it's just beautiful colors, and the brown color it shows it's not very youthful wine. It's very limited wine. Sometimes the color will give you the answer is very unusual and should be very luscious and just beautiful color. The wine will shows off this color, and it also means it's being a very long potential and very long aging for the wine. For the nose, it's just beautiful. It's medium plus, even like pronounce the aroma contains a lot of floral, and because our customers should be a Chinese and a Taiwanese, so the hint of the aroma we can catch the like tea, very Chinese tea style, like a pu'er, like even like Dongfang Meyer. So those tea is very luscious and very limited in our country. So also a hint of honey. I haven't tried it, but I think it's a sweet wine, and honey and tea leaf and like a caramel. It's just beautiful nose. And let me try it. The taste is totally amazing. It's completely, and even like a 30 second aftertaste, you can feel it's still left in your mouth. Lots of also the palate, the aroma is also mirrored down your palate. Lots of tea leaf, very great tea, and some. It's not like Bee West, but like honey, and very concentrated. I think you have to buy a case of it.
Time flies, doesn't it? Well, 2 minutes is gone, but we do have one last station, last but not least. The three spirits in front of you, starting from the left-hand side. Could you, as close as possible, identify the type of spirit, the country of origin, a main ingredient used, and potential age statement? Sure, no problem. You have three spirits in front of you, starting from the left-hand side, and as close as possible, identify the type of spirit, the country of origin, and the main ingredient used, as well as the potential age statement.
Okay.
Okay, you will have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes, and your time will start now.
Okay. First one, I think it's whiskey, and from Scotland, and whiskey from Scotland, and it's a blend whiskey, and from the malt, yeah, of course, from malt, and Okay. The third one is brandy. Its main ingredient is grape, and I think it's from cognac. It's SO level, and from France also.
Time really flies, doesn't it? Well, thank you very much. Could we give a warm round of applause to Taiwan? And Frank and Dimitri, would you like to give a briefing? And where would you like our 4 contestants to be? Or here? Or okay. 4位选手能不能来到我们台前？然后呢，或者是我们前面有几个位置。然后现在的话，我们会请这个 Frank 跟 Dimitri 稍微做一个简短的他们的感想。然后呢，我问他们一下，看看他们要不要把我们今天的 blind tasting， 相信各位都会想要知道我们到底喝什么东西。然后因为我们今天时间真的很不好意思，真的有一点赶，所以呢，如果中间有空档的时候，各位可以欢迎这个旁边的 cheese 啊、食物啊等等，或者是酒的部分的话，我们这边都有工作人员帮各位做服务啊。前面还有一些那个空位，如后面再站的朋友们的话，可以来到前面来。Would I be able to grab the scoring sheet from you and so I can work that out and you guys can give the briefing? Do you like to read as well? Or? Scorpion. Oh, like
Just to give a little debrief on what was expected from our side with Frank. So me on my table, we started with a champagne and cocktail service. And I think, one of the first things that you have to do is finish a task. And like we could see today, some of you didn't have time to serve the martini cocktail or serve the champagne, and that will give you penalties. So each time you do a task, when people tell you about the times that you have, make sure that you are efficient to finish on time, because that's, I always say, that's silly points that you miss if you don't finish it. And some of you didn't today. So, in terms of the technical part, the 4 of you, we can see that you work on the 4. There is a few points that for me, was a little bit upsetting. It's some of you, turned the back to us quite a lot, and when you were doing either preparing the cocktail or opening the champagne, make sure that you face the audience, because. We also sort of rate your attitude and the way you comport yourself in front of everyone. So make sure that you look at everything. Then in terms of food and wine pairing, I think some of your suggestions were really good. What was really expected from us, it's I think when you've got an audience and when you've got people at the table, it's when you've got 2 wine like you had today, we want to know what the wine are. We want an explanation on the wine potentially first. And then as you make your food and wine pairing, or as you suggest, the courses, what we want is we really want to see passion. We are salespeople, as much as we are technical people, when we do a wine service. So that's really what we want to see. It's passion, it's energy, and we want to feel that, the recommendation we are giving, we really want to taste it. And so little bit of mixed feeling for me on that part, because I think sometimes, we were lacking a little bit of passion. It's always difficult. It's what we are saying with Frank also, English is not your first language, And so when you go to a competition and the person will go through to go to and represent Taiwan for the World Championship, also make sure that you prepare yourself. You should have some dishes who are already ready in your head, and have also the explanation of those dishes. It's preparation. So, and then on the correction of the wine list, I mean, we'll talk to you after and we'll tell you exactly what they were. Some of you did really well. Some of you did probably a little bit less good on this part. But always look at is it the right vintage? Did that property or did that winemaker produce that wine on that vintage? Did they have that appellation on that vintage? Is there any spelling mistake also on the wine list? It's all those sort of little things. So, is it the right cuvée for the right producer? Is this producer in the right region also? It's what you have to look. But your table.
Thank you. Decanting. One thing that's very important is, this is a bloody expensive wine. And it's a 13 years old wine. You have to treat it like a baby. I mean, where do you put a baby? You put a baby in the cradle. So, and it was stored in this way, so you can't put it upright for decanting, right? And please be gentle with that. I mean, I paid $200 for this bottle. Don't do it like this. It's gentle, And every time when you carry a bottle of wine, show the respect for the wine. Always hold it with a napkin. I mean, this is much different than like this, isn't it? It's my baby. I'm proud of it. Okay, and show respect for the wine. Very important. The special task on this table was the time pressure, because you had to do two things with the sake and the decanting. Some of you did it quite good, some of you not that good, but that is a restaurant situation that can happen every night. I ordered the sake, so although I'm drinking the red wine, I want to taste it for my guests. So let me taste. I'm the host. That was something very important. Then we had food and wine pairing. Again, when you mention a wine, when you recommend a wine, do it completely. So you have to name the producer, where it's from, the appellation, the vintage. One of you has recommended Claude Laroche 2004. I'm quite interested in which producer it is. Because if it's Ponceau, it's a superstar. If it's a no-name, it's just Claude Laroche. So always a complete recommendation with the name of the producer. Very, very important. When you stand in front of the customer, please don't touch your face and even other parts of your body. Some of you were standing in front of us like this, That's not good. You're a proud sommelier. You stand in front of the customer and you don't touch your face, right? Very important. I mean, I'm sure you don't do that every night in your restaurant. You just did it because you have been nervous. But for competition, that's a no-go. Never touch your face, your nose, or even other parts of your body. With all of you, it's quite interesting. You have a special focus, obviously, on French wines. Nearly all of you have recommended at least 4 French wines, which is good for our French friends, but the wine world is so big. Surprise, with a menu like that, it's quite easy to make a nice mixture between wines from the new world and the old world, so be more creative. But there has been some really creative recommendations. For instance, some of you recommended Amontillado with that Guangzhou sauce. That's a good idea. I thought, wow, I would like to drink that, especially after we had a red wine before, and then an Amontillado with that. Wow, that was quite creative. Cheese, yeah, again, that is a part in the traditional French service. The sommelier is in charge for the cheese as well. So you did it quite good. But again, if you have a cheese there and it's not sufficient to just say it's blue cheese, since it could be Roquefort, Bleu d'Auvergne, Bleu de Corse, etc. So be precise and name the appellation, because all of these cheeses are AOP cheeses, so they have an appellation. Good. The blind tasting. Again, timing is an issue with the blind tasting, as we have seen with our last candidate. And you have, the last one, you have used very much the Court of Master Sommelier system, which is good, because it's very precise. But remember, at the Court of Master Sommelier, you have approximately 4 minutes per wine. And this was only 3 minutes per wine, and that's why you were struggling to find that out. And again,
for me on the tasting also there is one thing. It's you have to listen to what you say, and sometimes when I was listening to your conclusion, I was asking myself, really is that the way that person describes the wine? So make sure that before you conclude on your wine, you listen to what you say, because if you say there is sugar and you say it's a muscadet, doesn't really go together. So make sure you do that and try to be much more precise where you go. Try to go deeper into the wine. The approach of the master sommelier structure, it's really good. There is no doubt about it. But you are also in front of a public, so make sure that you finish also your tasting. Make sure that you tell at what temperature you will serve the wine. Which type of glass would you decant the wine or would you not decant the wine? Try to make it much more complete also.
And listen to what we said to you with the strange kind of beverage that you have to taste and recommend. The customer wants to buy a case of it. David did not say, taste this wine. He said, taste this beverage. This is not wine. Everybody of you thought about wine. This is a tea liquor from Germany. So listen to what they say. And
you all tasted, the product was good.
Yeah.
You should have realized, and
How many wines do you know that smell of tea? Yeah, you all said, well, tea, very intense tea flavor. It's a tea liquor. And in that task, it's very important. This was not, a technical organoleptic description. You should convince the customer of the quality of this product. You should be more passionate about it. Oh, this is so good, and I would serve it in a small glass with a piece of ice in it or something like that. Be passionate with the customer. Give the customers reasons why he should buy that. That was very important for that task. And finally, the spirits. Well, again, listen to what he has said. He has asked for the type of spirit, for the main ingredient, that has been forgotten a little bit, country of origin, and the potential age statement. So we have the spirits already here. Well, first let's take a look at the wines. The first wine was a Gavi di Gavi from Piemonte, so Cortese grape. The second one was Sauvignon from Macon in Burgundy, Chardonnay. Then we went to Tuscany, a Sangiovese IGP. And we had a Shiraz from Eden Valley, Barossa region in Australia. And the spirits have been, most of you have identified this, Glenlivet, 12 years, single malt whiskey. There was Pirate Rum, which is from the Caribbean, XO quality, and it was Martel Cordon Bleu XO. And finally, the strange liquor was Tiffin, a tea liquor from Germany. Good.
Great. So we really need to move on. I do apologize. Frank and Dimitri, can I borrow you for just 2 seconds? 各位来宾，麻烦我们就先不动了，然后我们先请那个定兴我们 TSA 理事长先到我们前面来，我们冠军应该快出炉了。So
yes.
Well, 就请上台了，定兴。给我们定兴鼓个掌嘛。我就把剩下时间就交给你了。
谢谢大家今天来看比赛。那接在2位 Master Sommelier 后面讲话，那个压力非常非常的大。那刚才David 这边在做了一次 double check 之后呢，我们OK， 就是做了3次 check 之后，我们冠军已经出来了。那在颁布冠军之前呢，我必须要再次谢谢所有帮忙的我们的厂商，那还有就是我们 TSA 的团队，那尤其是 David。那今天这一切都是他弄出来的，谢谢。OK， 那第16届世界最佳侍酒师大赛台湾国手选拔赛的冠军是我们的3号叶长群。
我们还有最后一件事情，虽然说时间已经真的很赶了，但是呢，我们今天有非常非常多的奖品，所以呢，我能不能等一下创道明的这个代表来帮我颁奖好吗？第一个的话是这个法兰克国际股份法兰克有限公司，那我们是不是请 David 那个侯大哥来帮我颁这个奖？然后我们下一位的话是 Divine 的 Jason， 那 Jason 在我们会场吗 ？OK。So next one we have from the Hungary Commercial Office delegate. If you are here, or okay, good. So 下一位的话是99 Bottles 的代表 Sunny 有在吗？下一位的话是名扬国际，有代表在后面。好，那下一位我们是名扬国际。OK， 然后我们最后的一个奖项是这个，谢谢那个保利家的配音剧院 Long de Blanc。那因为他们代表已经先行离开，所以我们请地勤帮我颁这个奖。那最后谢谢各位，那尽量让我们的那个酒杯跟那个食物都清空，所以但是我们时间真的有点赶，所以我们不好意思在旁边帮收拾的话，那各位请多包涵，谢谢各位。